Hello everyone, welcome to Rachel Pichler Yoga. In case we haven't met before, my name is Rachel. Today we're doing a nice full body flexibility practice, so find a little bit of space to move. Also, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, because I've been posting a lot more than usual, so if you don't want to miss anything, make sure to subscribe and turn on the post notifications. But for today, I'm not going to use any props, just a little bit of space to move is great, and let's get started. So we are going to begin today sitting down. We're going to be seated for a lot of this class. So if you like to have a little cushion underneath your butt, maybe a towel rolled up or an actual cushion might feel good. Or maybe you enjoy sitting on a nice hard surface like I do. But we're going to start in butterfly. So I want you to bring your hands behind you just so you can lean back slightly. And when the soles of your feet come together, and if you're feeling a lot through your hips, just slide your feet a little further away so that you're feeling some love through the hips, but it's not really intense just yet. And then from here, it's up to you. You might kind of sway your shoulders a little bit side to side. You might kind of lift one knee at a time. You might skip any movement altogether and be still. But I want you to try and soften your hips a little bit more. So just let your eyes close. If your body's moving around a little bit here, let it move. If you're being still, enjoy the stillness. But just think about softening through the hips, and maybe as we stay here for a few moments, you start to feel your hips less. And if that happens to be the case, you could make your diamond a little smaller just to bring back that touch of love that you were feeling. But then doing the same thing, trying to soften through the hips again. Relaxing perhaps so much that you don't feel them anymore. Now, I know that we are all different. And most of us, including myself, have nice tight hips. So there's a good chance that you feel them the whole time. And that is awesome too. Just as long as what you're feeling is good and not bad. So from here, we're going to start to move our legs. We can bring our right leg forward, so just kind of rock to the right side a little. Lay your shin down. Bring your left leg behind you, bringing some space between the knee and the foot. You can continue to lean back, taking some weight into the hands, feeling the back leg, the quad, the hip. You can lean back as far as you need to feel the stretch through the back leg and hip. And if you're leaning back, we're just going to start to lean forwards a little. We're going to take our back knee up to our front foot. You might tuck your back heel towards the hip, making a triangle with your legs, sort of. Doesn't have to be perfect. But we can start to twist a little bit here. Turn the chest, kind of lift the chest and turn the chest at the same time. Maybe you're able to see behind you. Our hands are pretty much doing the same thing they have been the whole time though. Pushing the ground away. Pushing into the fingertips. Breathe. And then just letting an inhale bring you back all the way so that you're facing forwards again. We're just gonna send our legs to the other side. our 90-90. Left leg in front this time, some space between your front foot and your back knee. Leaning backwards a little or a lot, kind of off to the left side a little bit, but trying to find some love through that right hip and quad and anywhere else if you're lucky. But softening through the shoulders. Give your hips a chance to soften as well. And if you are leaning back, you can start to lean forwards. Slide your back knee up. Maybe tuck your heel in. Make your kind of triangle-ish shape with your legs. And then taking an inhale, lifting the chest, turning the chest towards the left side. Maybe it's a very small twist. Maybe you are able to look behind you. Pushing the ground away. Pushing into the fingertips. You can use an inhale to find your way back all the way. So we're going to be facing forwards again. Take a moment though. You might bend your knees, plant your feet, take a hug, a self-hug. Rock side to side if you'd like. And we're going to be setting up for a half straddle. So your right leg can stay bent and your left leg, let it go out long and out wide. Adjust your right leg so it's in front of you, but you're feeling centered. You might take a little sway of the upper body. Just see how the hips are feeling. We're trying to get into our inner leg here. So if you want to point your left toes up towards the ceiling or the sky above you, if you're lucky enough to be outside, you can do that too. We can take a tip forwards. Or you can stay sitting tall. We could also, depending on how you're feeling, your hips are feeling today, we could add a side stretch here. So if you wanted to bring your left hand down in front of your leg, turn and open the chest towards the right, maybe a big reach up with your right arm. That left hand can push into the ground, keep the chest lifted. Active here as you reach up and over with your right arm. You can stay on your left hand, or you might be able to bring your forearm down. But same thing. Open the chest to the right and then reach up and over with your right arm. Maybe your left hand wants to hold your foot. If you're in the side stretch or you are folding forwards, use an inhale to bring your upper body all the way back up through center. Bring your left leg in, send your right leg out. Adjust your left leg, adjust your right leg too. Maybe point the toes up, flex the foot. Check in, how does this hip feel, this leg feel compared to the other one? Maybe a little bit of movement through the shoulders, the upper body. Maybe tipping forwards, maybe adding that side stretch. If your right hand's gonna come down, push the ground away to keep the chest lifted. Instead of looking down to your hand, look up. Reach your left arm up and over. Maybe keep flexing your foot. If you wanna take it further, and lower to the forearm. If it feels good to do so, you can do that as well. But lengthen through your left arm, your side body. Awesome, Ricky, guys. Using a big inhale to lift the upper body out of the side stretch or the forward fold, wherever you happen to be. You can bring your legs, your knees back together again. Hug it out. Rock it out. We're going to make our way into just a comfy seat. So maybe you're going to sit cross-legged. Maybe you will sit cross-legged the way you don't normally sit cross-legged. That's what I'm going to do. Awkward, but yet comfy-ish. You can place your hands on your knees, lengthen your spine, so make sure you're sitting some way that you can sit nice and tall. And then our chin's going to start to tip down towards the collarbone, so lengthening through the back of the neck. You can keep your hands on your knees. You could move them to the floor behind you, maybe push into the fingertips, trying to pull the shoulders back and down a little, letting the chin tip forwards. If you want to go a little further than that, you could interlace your fingers together behind you. Maybe squeeze the palms together. Lengthen the spine again though. Let the chin tip forwards. Maybe opening up through the chest. Breathe. And if you do have your hands behind you, slowly bring them back to your knees first. And then use an inhale to lift the chin just to a neutral place. Observe for a moment. Then you can flutter your eyes open. We did this one last week. We're going to do it again. Our lovely chicken wing shoulder opener. So if you know it, go for it. If you're not sure, if this is your first time, follow me. Your elbows can come to the inside of your knees, maybe one arm at a time. Your hands might touch your shoulders, your biceps. You can stay here. It's not technically the full chicken wing arm, but a great place to be. If you want to try going further though, take the top of one of your hands to your side, palm facing out, and then tuck your elbow in, the full chicken wing arm. You can do one or both elbows, shoulders at the same time. Or you can do one. Or just take a second. Stay for a few more breaths if you are doing one arm and then switch sides. And if you're doing both, we're playing around with bringing our feet together into our butterfly. You might have to make some adjustments. Move slow, only go as far as feels good for your shoulders, your arms, your elbows, your wrists, everything. Making sure to switch sides if you're only doing one arm. And then we are going to be meeting in butterfly. So if you can just slide the elbows out, your feet may already be pretty much in your butterfly. But if not, move them there. Relax your shoulders from your ears. Maybe even shake your wrists a little bit. If you need a shoulder roll or two, take a couple shoulder rolls. Lengthen through your spine. Maybe start swaying the upper body. Maybe start lifting and lowering the knees. How do your hips feel now compared to the first butterfly that we did together right at the beginning of class? Do they feel the same? Do they feel a little bit more open? Taking just another breath here before you bring your hands back to your knees. Help them come together again. Hug your knees, rock it out a little bit. And we get to lay down on our backs. So you can come on down, bending your knees, planting your feet. You might scoot your feet out a little wider. Maybe your knees are rocking side to side. But you can also let your knees start to tip towards one another. Maybe they touch, maybe they don't. Just letting your eyes close if they're still open. And just notice all the parts of your body that are making contact with the ground beneath you. Feel those parts of your body, the back of your head, the back of your arms, the bottom of your feet. Feel all of those places get a little bit heavier, get a little bit lighter. And then forget about your body for a moment and just notice your breath, your face, your thoughts. Your knees are tipping towards one another. Just open them up a little bit. One leg at a time. Send your legs out long, your feet out wide. Maybe take a gentle rock of the hips. Finding stillness. Your Shavasana. Whereas we were trying to relax through our hips earlier, can you do the same thing for your entire body now? Staying here for as long as you have time for today. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you for joining me. And until next time, namaste.